Well, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about short-run profit and loss and a couple of other things. So, if at the best or optimal level of output, price exceeds average cost, so price exceeds average cost, the firm is maximizing total profits. If price is less than average cost, but greater than the average variable cost, the firm is minimizing total losses. If price is less than the average variable cost, the firm minimizes its total losses by shutting down. So we have an example here. The graph below shows a hypothetical marginal cost, average cost, and average variable cost curve for a firm. D1, demand curve 1 through demand curve 4, the same as the marginal revenue. Curve 1 through 4 are alternative demand and marginal revenue curves that might face the perfect competitive firm. So here we go. We've got our marginal cost curve, the big thick black line, that's our marginal cost curve. Here is our marginal revenue curve, D4, marginal revenue curve, D3, and marginal revenue curve, D2 and D1. And we want to know what's happening at a point A, B, C, and D. So we will So at uh, at D4 at point A, the quantity is 600. The price that they receive is $19. The average cost is $15. Profits per unit are $4, and total profits are $2,400, and so forth. And we want to know what is happening here. I'll give you a few seconds to look at this table, and we're looking at points A, B, C, and F again. And here are the graphs A, B, C, and F. So if we go back and to take a look at our results here, at D4, the company is maximizing its total profits. At D3, or marginal revenue curve 3, is a break-even point. At D2, total losses are minimized. And at D1, the firm will shut down. So with D2, the firm stopped producing. It would incur a total loss equal to its total fixed costs of about $2,800, and that's obtained from the average fixed cost of DE, or $7 per unit, times 400 units that it produces. With D1, price is equal to the average variable cost, and so total revenue is equal to total variable costs. Therefore, the firm is indifferent. Please highlight that bullet point number 2. The firm is indifferent to whether it produces or not. In either case, it would incur a loss equal to its total fixed costs. At prices below $7 per unit, average variable cost exceeds the price, and so average variable cost exceeds total revenue. Therefore, the firm minimizes its total losses by shutting down altogether. Please highlight all of this bullet point on slide 46. The short-run supply curve. If we know what our marginal revenue curve, our marginal cost curve looks like, then we also know what our supply curve looks like. Since in the perfectly competitive market, we can read from the marginal cost curve how much the firm will produce and sell at various prices. Please highlight the firm's short-run supply curve is given by the rising portion of the marginal cost curve over and above its average variable cost curve. Please highlight what is in blue and red here. The firm's short-run supply curve is given by the rising portion of its marginal cost curve over and above its average variable cost. If factor prices remain constant, the competitive industry short-run supply curve is obtained by summing horizontally the short-run marginal cost curves over and above their respective average variable cost curves of all the firms in the industry. So here is a diagram that represents that. In panel A, you have a firm's marginal cost curve, the portion above the average variable cost curve, the portion above the average variable cost curve, that also doubles as the supply curve. You take the horizontal summation of all the firms in the industry, and you will get the industry supply curve which is over and above the average variable cost curve of all the firms in the industry. This Greek symbol sigma represents the summation, which means the addition of all of the marginal cost curves would be equal to the supply curve. So the summation of the marginal cost curves of all the marginal cost curves in the industry is equal to the supply curve. Please highlight on slide 50 this point. The firm's short-run supply curve is given by the rising portion of its marginal cost curve over and above the average variable cost curve. Panel A above gives the short-run supply curve of the firm in the previous example. The industry or market short-run supply curve shown in panel B is obtained on the summation that there are 100 identical firms in the industry and factor prices remain constant to this industry regardless of the amount of its uses. Please note that no output of the commodity is produced at prices below $7 per unit. This is the end of perfect competition. Your notes continue. There are problems that I have solved in detail. Read through them and work your way through it. If you have any questions, please email me. Good luck, and shortly I will be posting a review of what your test could look like. Uh, Good night.